Production of Broad and High is funded in part by the Greater Columbus Arts Council, supporting arts, advancing culture, and connecting the community to artists, events, and classes at columbusmakesart.com.
From these contributing sponsors and viewers like you, thank you.
This time on Broad and High, the Columbus Symphony takes their show on the road.
So the community concerts were conceived when we lost the ability to perform in the hall and we had to cancel so many concerts.
And our local music series continues with a festive polka performance by the Route 161 Happy Wanderers. This and more right now on Broad and High. Hi everyone, welcome to Broad and High. I'm your host, Kate Quickle. With indoor performance venues still closed this summer, the Columbus Symphony Orchestra decided to take their show on the road. For several weeks in September, the Symphony presented free 45-minute outdoor concerts in various neighborhoods throughout Central Ohio. From a string quartet at the King Arts Complex to a patriotic pops performance in Gahanna, these musicians demonstrate how a community can unite around the healing power of music.
This is now our 20th concert in 9 days. So the community concerts were conceived when we lost the ability to perform in the hall and we had to cancel so many concerts. So we thought, what better thing to do than during a time like this to demonstrate what the symphony can do in terms of the healing process for all of us. We're tired, we're exhausted, we get nothing but bad news these days. And so we thought, let's break up into a number of different size musician groups and let's go out across the community. So here we are at beautiful, beautiful Sun Point Park in Gahanna. And we're partnering with the Gahanna Area Arts Council to make a drive-in system available to people who want to come out and hear the concert today. So this one is Pops. So this will be largely movie-based. We also did quartets and some quintets.
Today we had our partnership with the Columbus Symphony Orchestra. They brought a quartet out here. It brings the symphony to the King Lincoln District in Bronzeville. This is a part of the Symphony Orchestra's community concerts, so we felt it would be a great partnership for their involvement with Heart of Protest to bring one of those community concerts here. Yeah, so Heart of Protest is a movement, but we also have a 46-day protest within the arts in which we're engaging artists, whether it's visual arts, performing arts, dance, music, or theater, to do performances to speak to the social injustices that have been going on in our country for far too long.
Oh my goodness, it has actually been extraordinary. I mean, the community has just responded so positively. In fact, I don't know if the symphony's ever gotten as much coverage and as much feedback as we have for anything we've done. Of course, we've never bunched 20 concerts into 9 days either. I think it has done exactly what we wanted it to do, was to make people take a breather and to recenter themselves and find something positive and beautiful in life again.
The Columbus Symphony is celebrating the 250th birthday of the German composer Ludwig van Beethoven, with several weeks of streaming performances that showcase his influential work. On November 6th, enjoy Beethoven's Symphony No. 4, and then on November 20th, catch Symphony No. 6. Visit columbussymphony.org for details. In 1969, Duke and Laurel Wagoner opened their leather shop in downtown Mount Vernon. In a workshop beneath the store, they can be found hard at work creating their hand-tooled leather items, from carpet bags and purses to belts and keychains. With help from their son Alan, the Wagoners continue to carry on the trade that has spanned 4 generations of their family.
You're in Down Home Leather. We manufacture and make and design all of the products in this store. And everything is made right here in Mount Vernon. We started in 1969, so we have been here almost 50 years. I grew up in a leather shop that my father ran in Mount Vernon. And his father also had a leather shop. Me and my son produce 90% of it. My wife cleans up our act. She's the quality assurance to make sure the things we bring are finished, or she sends them back.
I'm the one who picks out the leathers because I like what I see, and I also do trim work and zipper work. We have a lot of different colors. We have like eggplant and a green and gold and yellow and everything. All my favorite colors, we really do, that are fall colors.
Well, it's got this magic aroma that people seem to like, and I do especially. The fibers are very tough. You can cut them in almost any direction. It's not like material that you have to be so careful of which way the fabric is pulling or stretching, but it's got a tough resiliency and nice to work with. You look at several things and you say, well, if we made this better or a different color, it's going to look really nice. So you have your own inspiration and your own ideas that bring forth these ideas, and hopefully somebody else is going to agree with you. And we enjoy putting things together and getting it finished. It sometimes does not behave itself, and sometimes it's stiffer than it should be, and other times it's not as resilient as it should be, and every hide is completely different. One mistake that people make with leather is when you get leather wet, you do not want to get it near heat. Don't try to dry it in any kind of heat or put it in the sun. If you just let it at a cool temperature, dry naturally, it will not hurt it at all.
After all these years, I see people that they have bought purses from us 30 years ago, and they're still carrying them, and they tell me about it. It makes me feel fantastic. It really does.
I mean, it's an enjoyable business at this point. I hope it can stay this way. I don't want to increase production to a mind-boggling thing or anything else. As long as we can keep people happy, that's an enjoyable part of whatever anybody's doing.
Down Home Leather is open 7 days a week in downtown Mount Vernon, located just off the town square. You can also find them on Facebook. We are so excited to be able to continue our local music series with some help from our friends at the Ohio State University Alumni Association. They graciously allowed us to use their outdoor terrace at the Longaberger Alumni House for our series of fall performances. Joining us tonight is the trio known as the Route 161 Happy Wanderers. They've been playing together for 6 years after forming off of Craigslist. And with the loss of so many Oktoberfests this year, what better way to enjoy the season than with their high-spirited polka tunes? Here they are performing an original song they wrote to commemorate the Dayton Oktoberfest.
I was having a brew with Bruegel when Kandinsky came in. He ordered a Kirsch for his good friend Rodin. Then Picasso popped the border open, so it began. A can for Mondrian, some cheer for Vermeer, Corona for Cézanne, a Guinness for Gauguin. Art and beer,
art and beer,
art and beer. Put the two together and the meaning is clear. Art and beer, there's no rest till the Dayton Oktoberfest. Art and beer,
art and beer,
art and beer. Put the two together and the evening is clear. Art and beer, it's the best at the Dayton Oktoberfest. Andy Warhol was the buzzkill of the whole group. All he ever ordered was a great big can of soup. Then Pollock sprayed that can on canvas, called for another round. A bottle for Botticelli, a jar for Giacometti, a Ducals for Da Vinci, a Pilsner for Paul Klee. Art and beer,
art and beer,
art and beer. Put the two together and the meaning is clear. Art and beer, it's the best at the Dayton Oktoberfest. Art and beer,
art and beer,
art and beer. Put the two together and the evening is clear.
Very, very clear.
Art and beer, it's the best at the Dayton Oktoberfest. Now when Whistler wet his whistle alongside Lucy and Freud, even that gloomy Gus, Edvard Munch was overjoyed. Then Dolly drew a draft and then his watch it said last call. Cerveza for Frida, hops for Edward Hopper, a tall boy for Chagall, IPA for I am Pay.
Hodale, 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 hodale.
Art and beer,
Art and beer,
art and beer. Put the two together and the meaning is clear.
very, very clear.
Art and beer, there's no rest till the Dayton Oktoberfest. Art and beer,
and beer,
art and beer. Put the two together and the evening is clear.
so very clear.
Art and beer, it's the best at the Dayton Oktoberfest.
Keep up with the band by visiting their webpage or following them on Facebook. And you can enjoy more of their performance with us at wosu.org/localtunes. Our next story sticks with the Dayton theme, but covers a very different genre of music. The Bach Society of Dayton formed in 2002 and performs music not just by Bach, but other stalwarts of the classical choral canon, such as Mozart, Handel, and Brahms. The group's concert season was cut short this year due to COVID, but we're bringing you these highlights of some of their pre-pandemic performances to give you a taste of what they're all about.
And I think a lot of people will tell you Bach's not my thing, or classical music isn't really my thing.
Okay, here we go. Begin.
We want to challenge those assumptions. This is music that was written for kings, for royalty. Come and listen to some of the greatest music ever written, and maybe what you find is something that really you needed that you didn't know you were missing. The Bach Society is kind of a unique organization. It is made up of entirely volunteer singers, but we pride ourselves on singing at a professional level. We come from literally from all walks of life, and I like to think that we're filling a niche in the Dayton area that isn't already filled in terms of classical music.
The Bach Society of Dayton is really all about choral excellence and bringing that to the local community. And I also think it's about being able to create collaborations with other groups within the community.
The mission of the Bach Society of Dayton is to perform and promote the appreciation of choral music, both sacred and secular, and to nurture the next generation of choral singers.
I think no matter what age you are, we all love music. The main criteria for anybody is just if you want to sing. I didn't ever feel any sort of pressure or any sort of constraint because I was younger. It was just I wanted to sing just like the person next to me who might have been older than me or not. All sorts of people are members of the choir.
It is not only Bach. We perform a lot of Bach, but we also perform music of Mozart and Haydn and Handel, folk songs, spirituals, some a cappella. We also want to provide variety in our concerts, and so we do collaborations. We bring in dancers, we bring in choirs of young singers, brass groups.
Other cities and countries do have their own Bach societies, and they're all just a little bit different, but we're all, again, a little bit alike. We all kind of have a common thread about choral excellence and this beautiful music and keeping it alive through the generations.
Johann Sebastian Bach is probably the greatest composer. Now, I'm going to get a lot of pushback on that, but his music is timeless.
His music is so compelling, and he was so inventive. Sure, you can say, okay, Mozart was the next generation, and he looked to Bach as an inspiration. But every musician since then has drawn on Bach's techniques, his instrumentation, his use of harmonies and counterpoint. Those are all found in Western music ever since. You'll find those influences through jazz, hip-hop, heavy metal music. If you talk to real musicians in those genres, a lot of them have actually been inspired by Bach's works because they're so methodical and reliable and still very vital. Four times a year, we'll have concerts at the Kettering Adventist Church. Not everybody can make it to a concert, so we try to do a little bit of outreach.
Tonight's anthem is being performed by the Bach Society of Dayton.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light?
One of the projects that we started a couple years ago is called Sing Dayton. We'll go to a small venue. The idea is to bring people from the community to come and enjoy socializing and singing. There's zero requirement that you know how to sing, that you know how to read music. And we're not doing lofty music. We'll do pop songs, and we'll sing for a little bit, and then we'll take a break and have a beer together. I think it's really special, and I think it really taps into a need. And not everybody can be a Beyonce, and not everybody can sing the high notes with Aerosmith, but certainly not everybody's accustomed to singing Bach either. We just want people singing a joyful, soulful activity.
I was in Bach Society during my gap year. I loved getting to experience all sorts of new music. I don't think St. Matthew's Passion was necessarily on my Spotify playlist, but singing it made me love it all the more.
I love music that I've never sung before and struggling with it and learning it and rehearsing it, and then all of a sudden, this amazing thing happens. I don't know how it happens in your brain, but then your brain just figures it out. Especially stuff where we're singing in a different language and it's really challenging with pitch and really challenging with rhythm. And then all of a sudden, it just comes together into this beautiful masterpiece. And when that happens, that moment, that's the thing I love the best. It is amazing, it's thrilling, it's satisfying. I don't know that you can really get that anywhere else. You know, coming together as a group, all of us from different walks of life, different occupations, and we work really hard, and then there we are. And then you create this beautiful thing, and the audience is just, you can tell we're moving them. There's just nothing like it. It's just indescribably wonderful. And you may not know Latin, you may not know German, you may not know the piece, but I said, you are just really going to be blown away by this.
Just give us a try. Just come. Come one time, and you'll be hooked. You'll want to come back.
We're happy to report that the Bach Society of Dayton is cautiously planning performances for the first half of 2021. Be sure to check out their website or Facebook page for updates. Meanwhile, you can find all of our stories online at WOSU.org, as well as on our free WOSU mobile app. And be sure to give us a follow on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We'll be coming to you this season from inside the beautiful Dublin Arts Council, which is currently open for visits by appointment. Now we're going to close out the show with more music by Route 161 Happy Wanderers. For all of us here at WOSU, I'm Kate Quickle. Thanks for watching.
They go to Minster, you can wear little hose, no pants. Whatever you wear, you ain't really there till you're doing the chicken dance. No, whatever you wear, you ain't really there till you're doing the chicken dance. Like this. They travel north from Russia, they travel north from Versailles. You'll see them dancing and drinking and filling up with ale. There's plenty of wonderful cooking, brats and worse and all. And until you get to Minster, you never ever seen a sauerkraut ball. No, until you get to Minster, you never ever seen a sauerkraut ball. Till you get to Minster, it come but once a year. Everybody doing the chicken dance with a 2-quart bottle of beer. They go to Minster, you can wear later hose, no pants. Whatever you wear, you ain't really there till you're doing the chicken dance. No, whatever you wear, you ain't really there till you're doing the chicken dance. Like this.
My ideas do come out of, I think they've always kind of come from a direction of dissatisfaction. In the time period that this work was made, it was all very much pop culture and politics. So I think the work is all a response to that generally.
The show is called Fake. I think we've heard the word fake a lot in the news the last year, and so again, Tim's conscious not to be too kitschy about what he's dealing with, but really there's kind of this underlying momentum of, you know, what's authentic, what's real, and what's kind of pushed on us as propaganda or fake or something false. And so each of the works in the show represent or somehow relate to that word.
I've made a lot of work directly after Trump got elected, and being sort of aghast at the language that he gets away with and in a position of prominence and power. I made a man's jacket out of translucent paper So in this case, I had a typography book that I used random pieces of text to build an image of all of the horrible quotes that he sort of had archived at that point. I could actually make a whole line of these jackets at this point. They're just really it's a stupid jacket.
I think artwork is one of the best mediums in which you can approach some of the things that are happening, whether you agree or disagree who's in office or not. You know, I'm interested in artwork that can stand the test of time, that 30 years from now still has a relevance or really reflects the time with which when it was made. And that's very much Tim and his work. It stands the test of time.
Catch Columbus at its creative best on Broad and High, Thursday nights at 8 o'clock on WOSU TV.
I've been told don't race against the tide. Maybe I could try to get the waters just in time.
Production of Broad and High is funded in part by the Greater Columbus Arts Council, supporting arts, advancing culture, and connecting the community to artists, events, and classes at columbusmakesart.com.
From these contributing sponsors and viewers like you, thank you.